All right, so we see the stat line for Caitlyn Clark. She's averaging 21.6 points, 6 rebounds, 9 assists, a steal, and then if we go down, she's averaging a block as well. 5 turnovers right now, 43% from the field, 36 from the 3. What shooting that is. And then she's doing 72 from the free throw. Definitely want her to get that up. But we see the stats, right? We see the stats. Now, if we go to ESPN, Caitlyn Clark is nowhere to be found.
Caitlyn Clark is out here rewriting the rookie record books. Yet if you glance at the WNBA leaderboards, you'd think she's on a beach somewhere sipping mocktails. No points, no assists, just pure vibes. Either the league switched to invisible ink, or someone's got a serious aversion to giving her credit. Accidentally overlooking your most talked about player. Not a chance. Buckle up. We're diving into the hilariously baffling saga of how the WNBA is trying to ghost Caitlyn Clark's stats, like a bad ex trying to pretend you never existed.
These remain 2 of the most popular players in the WNBA. However, it's Clark who holds the edge when it comes to viewership and attendance rating. When you say hold the edge, that makes it seem like it's a small margin. No. It's a severe lead. It is a significant gap between the two when it comes to viewership and attendance. Edge, not the best choice of words in this instance. Yet the Women's National Basketball Players Association, the union for current women's professional basketball players in the WNBA, recently decided against Clark.
Just when you thought the WNBA leaderboard mystery couldn't get any stranger, ESPN shows up with a shovel, acting like Caitlyn Clark's stats are classified intel. You'd expect the so-called worldwide leader in sports to manage a few numbers, and maybe even spotlight the fact that the most buzzed about rookie in years is, crushing it. But nope. Instead, they've pulled off the statistical version of shutting off the lights and hiding behind the couch while Caitlyn knocks on the door of greatness.
We'll be right in this area, number 2. And I get it, these players have played more games, cool. But fam, if that is the case, why is Caitlyn Clark right here at 3 points made? Why is she right here at 3 points made? If that is the case, she would be completely off of the list, right? She would be gone, wiped off, if it was all about the games. Why is she right here? Right? This looks disingenuous, man. I'm just keeping it a grain. We know who has the most assists right now. You have Paige Beckers up here. We know who has more assists, who's averaging the most assists right now. And you have Paige Beckers right here. Come on, fam. Like, I'm just saying, man. This don't look disingenuous.
Click around ESPN's site, and it starts to feel like a game of hide and seek. Only it's Caitlyn Clark's stats doing the hiding, and ESPN pretending basic math is a struggle. Want to check out the league leaders in assists or scoring efficiency? Good luck. Clark's name is nowhere in sight, but click on turnovers. Boom. There she is, popping up like a genie trapped in the whoops column. It's as if ESPN decided, oh, you're looking for Clark? She's hanging out with the usual suspects.
Odd that eventually we find out that maybe Caitlyn Clark was asked to do this, and maybe she said no, because if that's not the case, then the WNBA and the Players Association, the WNBA PA, and the league, to be honest, continue to disrespect the far and away biggest draw that this women's hoops league's got that they've ever seen.
Apparently, Caitlyn Clark's stats have been banished to the penalty box. Never mind that she's rewriting records, revitalizing a franchise, and pulling defenders like toddlers on a leash. According to ESPN's elite team of math wizards, the only number that matters is her turnovers, not the dimes she's dropping or the deep threes she's sinking from another zip code. Just the giveaways. Because apparently, excellence only counts when it fits the narrative.
Jealousy and sheer incompetence are going to be the 3 main reasons why the WNBA never reaches the popularity, never reaches the shine that they think they deserve. Stubbornness, incompetence, and jealousy are going to be the reasons why Caitlyn Clark remains at the mountaintop and nobody else ends up even being close to joining her up there, and it's all the WNBA, the players, the executives, Kathy Engelbert, it is all their fault. They're far too jealous, they're far too stubborn, and from a business sense, they are all far too incompetent. What am I talking about?
That's the stat. She's earned the spotlight, but apparently that's too much for ESPN's spreadsheet sorcery. It's like someone typed Caitlyn Clark, panicked, and just hit delete. The same network that whips up graphics when an NFL backup jogs onto the field somehow loses track of a rookie lighting up arenas and carrying league ratings. Her numbers aren't missing. They're just buried. You can find them if you scroll deep enough, crack a code, and maybe perform a small ritual. But front and center, she's invisible. Meanwhile, players with half her impact get the royal treatment. It's not oversight, it's selective memory dressed up in data filters. ESPN's got every stat tool in the world, but when it comes to Caitlyn, her numbers suddenly vanish. Even the intern looks like they caught the pretend she's not real bug. Maybe they're just scared the internet can't handle the truth.
Come on, man. This doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense right here, man. Angel Reese still top dogging in rebounds. And even with Jonquel missed games. She missed some games. And she's still on the list. What's going on? What's going on with this, man? Let me see, who else? Boston doing a good job. She's in the top 5. Oh, tied number 4. Okay, I see you. Boston doing a good job. Steals. We got Gabby Williams. Gabby's been going crazy. And the feed, Asia. And then they got Paige Beckers on there. Fam, hold on, let me see. I'm going to click complete leaders. Let me see if they don't have Caitlyn any.
The irony? Caitlyn Clark's stats are there, just buried under turnovers. It's like ESPN decided that's her assigned seat. Highlight reels? Sure, when it fits the narrative. But when it's time to show how she stacks up, silence. This isn't oversight, it's a disappearing act. Not one editor, but a whole team making her impact vanish behind indifference. And the turnovers? Of course they show those, like it's some smoking gun. Every rookie has a learning curve, but with Clark, they act like she's just launching balls into the stands. It's not about stats. It's about control.
The exact abuse that they're giving Caitlyn Clark right now to Sabrina Ionescu. Like, let's be real, you can look. If you read what some of these things have said about Sabrina Ionescu before Caitlyn Clark walked in the league, but now they have the new bully victim. And it's so funny looking at it where you're like, all these, it's so clear that these people, it's just an anti-Caitlyn people, because it's like an enemy of my enemy is my friend, where it's like they are these individual pages where you look at the players they hype up, and Paige Beckers, and by the way, by all accounts, Paige Beckers and Caitlyn Clark are friends. They'll have their profile's Angel Reese, and the players they're going to hype up as Paige Beckers because she is a rival to Caitlyn Clark. And let's be real, that's an actual rivalry. Paige Beckers is really damn good.
What they won't say, Caitlyn Clark is running the offense like a vet while getting blitzed and bruised every night. She's leading a team that barely knew how to win before she showed up. But all ESPN highlights? Turnovers, like that's her story. That's not analysis. It's a narrative. Meanwhile, players with worse stats and less impact are floating to the top of the charts. Clark drops 25, hits logo threes, and gets treated like a guest in her own league. And still, she shows up. Still leads, still shapes the future. But ESPN plays peekaboo with her numbers, like the truth might bite. Here's a thought. If your most watched games feature one player, maybe start acting like she exists.
Here and be honest. No casual fan knows who any of these players are except for maybe Angel Reese. That is pure honesty. No casual fan knows who any of these players are except for Angel Reese. WNBA old guard fans, they know who these ladies are. People who follow the league, they know who these players are. People who are responsible for the increase in viewership, who are responsible for the increase in attendance, they don't know who any of these players are except for Angel Reese and potentially Cameron Brink. Let's be honest here. Except for Angel Reese and potentially Cameron Brink. Paige Beckers, stop. Kelsey Plum, stop. Nafisa Collier, cut it out. Nafisa Collier, great player.
It's the most absurd paradox in sports media. Caitlyn Clark is dominating, scoring, assisting, carrying a franchise, and ESPN's focus. Turnovers, like that's the whole story. If LeBron or Steph got this treatment as rookies, people would lose it. But with Clark, they hide the impact and spotlight the stumbles. That's not coverage, it's control. She's not underperforming, she's leading. And yet they treat her like a footnote while fans show up, tune in, and buy out arenas to watch her. Let's be honest, this isn't about fairness. It's about who gets to shine. ESPN didn't forget her stats. They buried them.
The craziest stats I've seen yet, and I feel like we say this all the time, like, wow, this is one of the craziest Caitlyn Clark related stats that I've seen. Evergreen. She has played 42 games. She now has the most 25-point, 10-assist games in WNBA history. 42 games, most 25 and 10 games in WNBA history. She is tied for the most 20 and 10 games in WNBA history. Courtney Vandersloot has 10. Diana Taurasi had 9. Really? Sloot has played 430 games. Taurasi played 565 games. Again, Caitlyn Clark has played 42 games. That is unbelievable.
All right. So we've talked WNBA, we've talked Angel Reese, we've talked all the things that are going on. There's been this back and forth from all the WNBA players that the league is not just Caitlyn Clark. Stop acting like the league is not just Caitlyn Clark. There are other people who are doing things. So Caitlyn Clark has been injured, so she hasn't been playing. Since Caitlyn Clark went down, the WNBA ratings have dropped over 55%. Yikes. Across the board.
Hey, guess what, guys?
The league is Caitlyn Clark.
The league is Caitlyn Clark.